What's happening, cinephiles? This is Dan.
This is Zach.
And we are the feature fellas.
I didn't win.
This is Repo, the genetic opera.
This week, we're looking at Repo, the genetic opera, released in 2008.
Mad.
I don't feel like it was that long ago, but 2008 was a while ago.
I didn't even know this existed until you told me.
Yeah, fair. I've told you about this loads of times.
So many times, man.
So, 37% Rotten Tomatoes. I think that's the same as...
Really?
I think it is. Yeah.
It's more of like a fair assessment. It's not quite them being like, you know, as I said before, if it's anything below like 10%, it's barely film. So I think it's more of like, yeah, fair.
6.4 on IMDb.
Oh.
Pretty high,
Yeah,
but I don't know if that's lack of reviews.
Yeah, possibly. This feels a bit niche.
Yes, this is very niche. And then Letterboxd 3.1.
Oh,
so more favourable than negative, which I was very surprised to see.
Yeah, fair.
I definitely thought this film was hated more than that. So yeah, quite impressed. If you couldn't already tell, this is a musical film.
Yes.
And the whole film is in song, essentially. There might be maybe a few lines that aren't in song.
Yeah.
But obviously opera, it's a full
It's
opera.
basically an opera, yes.
The whole film, yeah. So, some fun facts about Repo. It was planned as a trilogy, which I never knew.
Oh, really?
Yeah, this was supposed to be called Repo the Beginning.
Oh.
And they still have never said they're not making a sequel.
Interesting.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, you can kind of see where they would go with a sequel.
Yeah,
but
100%, 100%.
Interesting.
Yeah, that's interesting. Paris Hilton, who is in this film, was so passionate about getting it made, she did paid club appearances to fund the film. Can you imagine?
Really?
Can you imagine Paris Hilton being so passionate about Repo the Genetic Opera, she did paid club work to fund this movie. But she's not credited as a producer or anything. She's just acting.
She just did it. Fascinating.
That's mad, isn't it?
Yeah, it's really weird. Of all the people in this film, I wouldn't have expected her to be the one like driving this.
No, not me.
Fascinating.
Very weird. And then one of the last songs in the film was originally a lullaby the director sung to his kids.
Oh, really?
Yeah, we won't
That's
say
kinda
which
cute.
one, but yeah, it's one of them towards the end, which is
Okay.
really good. So yeah, there's some weird fun facts about
Yeah,
this, specifically the Paris
interesting.
Hilton one.
Yeah.
Very
strange,
odd, considering how weird this film is. I think that is very peculiar.
Yeah, it kind of makes sense. It goes with the rest of the film, really, doesn't it?
Yeah. So without further ado, let's get into the review.
Let's do this.
So there's an animated comic book style opening telling the story of this film, which
Yes.
I love.
Yeah,
I
it's
love.
really cool.
Yeah,
It's really,
the opening
really cool.
like graphics are really cool. It's telling the story of an epidemic of organ failures where millions of people die. That's where we're at in this world.
Yeah. I didn't really get, to be honest with you, what was going on. There's something about organ failure. Then,
So yeah, there was basically a pandemic of just organ failures for some reason.
Right. And
That was
then, yeah, like somebody comes in with like replacements. I think it starts off as them getting replacement organs.
They finance organs.
Yeah, but I think that's what I mean. I think initially it's just to replace organs because they're dying, and then it just becomes like art.
So what it basically is Jinko, the big company of this film, realizes that this is the way forward. They can make money off this. They can make bank off this. They can be popular and the highest people in the country. So what they do is they make it that it's fashion. So organs are fashion, essentially. Okay. And people start doing this even without needing it. Transplants, obviously, as we see, people get face transplants and people get whatever they can.
It becomes like fashion.
Yeah, eye transplants and stuff like that. So that it literally becomes fashion. But then if you can't pay it, it gets taken away. So
Repo Man.
I referenced it to can't pay, take it away.
Yeah,
Do you know what I mean?
Nice.
So
nice.
Essentially what happens is that you will get a Repo Man sent out to you.
Yeah.
And he will take, if you haven't paid the bills, he will take whatever organ
Yeah.
You've
He'll basically kill you, isn't it? Because I mean, obviously,
yeah, you
they're
never really
organs.
see anyone survive.
No, I mean they're organs. You know, what I mean you kind of need them.
Yes.
So yeah, if he's taking an organ and it's not as if he's going to surgically remove it. He comes over to you, slices you open, takes the organ out of your body, and leaves you there to die.
Yeah, and all the organs have like barcodes and stuff. It is so silly.
No, it is. Yes, but so yeah, he basically is just going around killing people because they can't pay.
Yeah, so Jinko basically passed a bill that say if you don't pay, Repo Man will take it away.
Yeah.
Which I think it's a silly story, but I love it. It's a really interesting, simple story.
Yes, it's a fascinating way. I mean, it feels like they kind of had the idea and they've kind of created a backstory for it.
Mm-hmm.
Like this isn't. I really like the comic book style of it.
Yeah, it is throughout.
Yeah, it's really cool. Like I really like the sort of, it's a bit Sin City, isn't it?
Yes,
when they sort of had
100%.
that, around that sort of style. Yeah, I like the comic book bit. It felt like a bit thrown together, the start bit.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? Like
God! I mean, if you're watching this film already for the plot,
yeah, no,
goodbye.
yeah, obviously it's not
Yeah.
there for the plot, but yeah, it feels a bit like, again, they had an idea and they had like characters they wanted, and they've kind of had to be like, there's a reason for it.
almost feel like they built this one from the cast.
Yes, yeah. So they had like a story, and they've kind of had to like just retcon something in the start to be like, there's a reason why all these weirdos are around.
Yeah,
basically.
so you obviously know this film from the production team of Saw, right?
Yes.
So a lot of the
yes,
Saw
I mean,
creators are here.
you can tell.
Oh,
It's-
yeah.
It's the way it's shot is very Saw.
Yeah, it's also very gory at times.
Yeah,
Yeah.
outside of the like comic book stuff, the actual just general shooting of this film.
It's ugly.
Yeah, no, it is ugly, but it's you can kind of tell it's definitely Saw.
Yeah, no, it very
Yeah.
much is Saw. And yeah, if you, I know we already mentioned it, but this is so like this film is a song. The whole film now, essentially from this point, is just a song, and then we see one of the main characters who is the grave robber. This is his intro now, and he's telling the story of the Repo Man, essentially.
Like, who is this guy?
I mean, in this point, he's just our storyteller.
Okay.
Because you got to think this is an opera.
Yeah, no.
So we've got a
yeah,
storyteller.
I guess. Yeah.
He is basically who keeps this all together and tells us what's going on.
Okay.
I mean, I think you need to, with this film, you need to take out the fact that it's a film and look at it as more of a stage play.
Okay.
And I think then you'll be like, he's the storyteller. We've got little characters.
Yeah,
throughout.
yeah, no, I kind of got it. Yeah, okay. He's just a storyteller.
Yeah, so yeah, he's not. He also then does black market deals.
Yeah.
That's his whole point.
Yes. Yeah, no, I see that later. Like.
Yes. But he's telling the story of the Repo Man as he's singing the song about the Repo Man. We see the Repo Man taking a heart from a woman.
Yes.
Yes, and the woman is one of the agents from Saw 3.
Oh,
So a lot of the Saw cast pop up here and there.
Okay, that's kind of.
But yeah, so she has a heart transplant that she didn't pay for, and then he...
Yeah, because she's running, isn't she? And then she ends up behind the fence, and he just slices her up and rips out, and it's like beating in his hands.
Yeah,
So
Repo
that's
Man
quite
is clad with like the helmet, cool helmet,
Yeah,
with like the
no,
lights
yeah.
inside, looks like, and then he's like a
Yeah,
big black trench coat.
Black trench coat.
Awesome.
Yeah. No, that's quite cool.
Yes.
It does.
So I love the opening song. I think Grave Robber has an amazing voice for this as well.
Yeah, it's interesting. It's like you can see that he is a narrator. Like he's not like the best singer, but it's almost like that kind of singing, kind of speaking.
Oh, I love it. I love his voice.
Oh, fair.
Oh my god, I love
Okay,
it.
well, personally, I thought he could obviously sing, but it's very much like it's not as if he's singing. Like we have
No.
other songs where they're singing.
Yeah, and I say he gets moments where he does sing, but yeah, this is very much
more like of a speaking slash.
there's a lot
goes
of
into
that
song.
in this film.
Yeah,
There's a
yeah,
lot of it.
yeah.
And this guy, I think his name is Terence Zudinch. I think that is his name in real life. He did a film before this. If I remember, what was it called? Something Carnival. I can't remember. Devil's Carnival, which has Ivan Moody from Five Finger Death Punch. Yeah, it's like a short
Right.
film. It's really weird, but it's very
watching that
similar.
one.
It's very similar to this, where it's like a rock musical and
okay,
stuff like that.
yeah.
It is really weird. The sound effects when he's pulling the heart out of the chest are ridiculous. It's like. It's like
There's
really-
a lot of.
Oh yeah,
stuff in
it's
this.
camp.
Yeah,
It is
yeah,
silly.
no, it is.
I love the world of this film. So we get like an outer exterior shot of the
This
world.
is pretty much the exact same shot of Final Fantasy VII.
Really?
We've seen the intro to
No.
it. So like the intro of the old PlayStation, that it's so similar.
Really?
Like really. So they sort of come in and you start off small in like a little area. It comes up and then you kind of go into this like big industrial looking world, and it was
Okay.
just like it looked so similar to
Really?
the opening shot of Final Fantasy VII. Yeah. It was quite. I like it.
Oh, yeah,
I
that's
love
what I
it. Yeah, it's like a big city sort of scape.
Yeah,
sort of
you
thing,
see the
and it's
big
all-
Jinko building.
Yeah.
It looks incredible. It looks awesome. I love
No, it
it.
is.
You see two women come out of an elevator in Jinko Tower, and then we see Rotti Lago, who is the head of this tower and the head of this family, which we'll find out.
I really like his bodyguards.
They're cool, and they're real cool. So basically, they're like girls in like fishnets with like shorts on, and they like blazers on, two shotguns. That's
shades on and all that. Like it's quite cool having them as females rather
100%.
than being like big, strong.
Yeah, it's cool. I mean, again, this film is very just silly and over the top, and I love what they do. So they hand Rotti Lago a file with pictures of his kids, and they're doing just like illegal activities. You see Pavi's taking someone's face, Luigi's there shirtless, they're just doing something, and I think Amber is passed out in a corner. I think that's what it is. So we see his kids there, they're sat there here. We see Luigi, who is played by Bill Moseley. Now, he's horror royalty. He's in all of Rob Zombie's films. Don't know him?
I hate him.
Really?
I hate him.
Luigi's my favourite.
I want to punch him every time.
Really? I
could not stand him.
No way. Oh, I love Luigi.
The worst. I hated him.
No way.
As soon as he came on the screen and he was just...
He's like this. He's so weird.
I know, I just didn't get it. Really? Whatever he was trying to do, I understand that he's sort of like they've got their own little personalities in this. So Luigi's kind of like the psychotic.
He's psycho rage man. Basically.
Yeah, he's psycho rage man, but it's just constant. Like he's just shouting all the time.
Yeah.
And I know this isn't like supposed to be like, oh, who can sing, who can't sing, but I mean like,
this man does not sing. He can't sing.
No, it's just him shouting things, and that's all he ever does, is just kill people. And I'm like.
Yeah.
Cool, man. I don't. Yeah, I
really.
I hate him.
I love him.
Hate him.
I think again, it's Bill Moseley. I love the actor. I
don't know who he is, though, I'll be honest.
So the most recent thing he did, if you want a little fun fact for you, is he did the Welcome to Horrorwood music video. It's Ice Nine Kills.
Oh, okay.
He is the head cop. So that's him,
okay,
detective. We get Pavi, who's played by a man called Ogre. Now he is in a band.
Literal name.
I don't know if that's his real name. That's the name he goes under. I think it's called Sick Puppy. His band.
I know them.
They're pretty big.
Yeah.
That's him. He's the lead singer.
I like him.
Yeah,
I like Pavi.
Pavi's amazing.
I like Pavi.
I mean, I'm going to keep saying this. I love the character.
I like
Pavi's
Pavi.
awesome. He's got
Pavi.
a face on top of his face, and they're like stapled in.
Yeah.
He looks class.
Yeah, he's really campy. Like, and
oh my god, he's always looking himself in the mirror. Yeah, he's great.
I like Pavi.
Yeah, he's great. And then we get Amber, played by Paris Hilton, and she's probably my least favorite part of this whole film because she cannot act. Like, there's a lot of actors in this film, but my god, she's bad.
She is, but I think it kind of works.
Oh, it works.
Because she's almost Paris Hilton. Because I think, if I remember correctly, recently she's come out and Paris Hilton was a whole act.
Right, okay.
So I think she is a genuinely normal human being.
Yeah, it was
that did the whole Paris Hilton thing to get famous, like not to get famous, but she got success from being
what she was doing,
a ditzy blonde, and she does basically play Paris Hilton in this. Like she is this ditzy blonde that's like clubbing and just a bit of a mess, and she's just a bit of a. So I think it works.
She's rubbish, but I love her.
Yeah, she's not supposed to be played well. Like she is just a mess, so and it kind of works.
I think that's another big part of this film. I think if you were to watch this today now, not know anything about it, maybe the same as you did, it's not a good film. I wouldn't say this is a well-made film or a good film. This was made for a very niche crowd of people who like musicals and like horrors, and they put them together and they went, "This is for you."
Yeah,
and it's a very niche little thing, and I totally get it. Do you know what I mean? A doctor comes out the elevator and tells Rotti that whatever cancer he's got cancer basically. Yeah. Rotti has cancer, and it's terminal.
Yeah.
So he's dying.
Yeah.
That's literally our introduction to the story here. He's dying of cancer. The two security women just shoot him in the face. Gun to the face. It is pretty gory.
The doctor, by the way, not
Rotti. Yes, the doctor. Yeah. Then Rotti kind of comes into the second song of the film because there's just audio at that point. Up until then, there's not really any dialogue. He talks a little bit non-song.
Yeah.
So we break into the second song. I'm not going to keep song counting because obviously it goes into.
Well, I mean, it's just one big song.
Yeah, there's little breaks in the middle.
You have different songs within the musical, but it's pretty much all one big one. Yeah,
and then we get some really cool costume design in this scene because we're going through a graveyard.
Yeah,
and there's just random people, background singers.
Yeah,
this is another thing where you go back to the stage play.
There's like two women.
There's a woman there with a veil.
Yeah, they've got veils on. There's like two women with veils on who kind of do. I think it's more in the start. They kind of go away a bit later, but they
do the back in kind of haunting vocals.
Yeah, it's quite cool.
I love it, and I think the more I watch it, the more I realise this is a stage play and a theatre production more than anything. Yeah. We're introduced to Shiloh, who is the protagonist of this film, and she is played by Carmen from Spy Kids, who is Alexa Vega, I think her name is.
Carmen, yeah, instantly, because I seen it, and then I was like, it's one of those things where I was looking, and I was like,
who is this?
Where the hell do I know you from? And then obviously, because this probably isn't that long after Spy Kids.
I mean, after Spy Kids 3 specifically.
Yeah, because you can still see she's still young.
Yeah.
But yeah, instantly, as soon as I seen it, I was like, I mean, this was my childhood crush. Obviously, I was young then. I was a child.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's just, it's just like, that's pretty sick. And I mean, the girl can sing.
Yes, I think she can, and I think there's scenes where I'm just like, ooh. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah,
but
I mean,
on the whole,
I mean, there's a lot worse.
Oh, I mean,
like
Luigi.
of the cast, she's one of the stronger singers.
Yes. Yeah, no, I'll agree with you.
You know what I mean? Like, she can... It was surprising. It was one of those things where I didn't really expect her
I didn't know she could sing.
Yeah.
So, yeah, fit, no, I agree with
and
you.
it kind of works for her. Like,
Yeah, so she sat in this tomb, like, it's like a tomb thing. It's really weird.
It's weird, isn't it? Within the grave, they've almost got like its own special tomb room sort of.
Yes. Thing. So she's reading and looking at little bugs and stuff. Yeah. She's kind of really childlike in these moments.
Yeah, I'm not sure how old she's supposed to be.
Well, she's 16 or 17. Yeah,
17. Mm-hmm. Yeah, I'm not apologizing.
Yes.
Sure she is. Yeah, she is.
So we found out this is her mother's grave. Her mum's dead.
Yeah,
her mum is dead. I don't think they've told us that in the intro yet, have they? We get a separate graphic.
No, she's just at her grave. At this
point. And I said she's catching bugs in this thing. The bug looks terrible. The CGI on the bug is really bad. Yeah. But again, this isn't exactly a CGI heavy film.
Yeah, it's a very dark film as well, so you don't really.
Didn't really bother me. No. I just noticed it this time. This is where I kind of drift off in my notes. Shiloh and Grave Robber are doing this duet song together. Oh my god, I love it so much. I said this now from here is just me talking about how much I love this song. So yeah, we see Grave Robber is extracting Zydrate. Zydrate is basically a painkiller.
Yeah, it's like morphine, isn't it?
Yeah, so when you're getting the surgery, that's what they give you. But it's become massive on the black market because it's essentially a drug.
Yeah, so I think they're using they're using, so what the Jinko is using like proper Zydrate that they're getting, whereas the Grave Robbers are basically taking it from dead people. Yeah, so they stick it up their nose and they're pulling out the syringe and it's getting like, so it's like underground morphine. Mm-hmm. So they've got like the doctor's morphine and they've got like the sort of the black market.
Yeah, and I assume there's more than one Grave Robber in this film. Because we never see any more, but
because it's sort of it's hinted to in I think in the opening
Grave Robbers it says
yeah. So you see that this is kind of what they're doing, but yeah, I think this is the only time we really see it.
Yeah, I think that I want to say there's another one scene, but yes, maybe, I think this is it.
This is just the first thing to be like, this is
it's kind of gross as well. He shoves the thing up the nose and just extract, and it's bright blue, like a luminous blue. Yeah. I love the way he sings some of these lines. His voice is really low. He says "Let it be you on the concrete, be low," and he goes so low. I was like, this is incredible. It is so far, I mean, I was trying to write notes as if I'd never seen it. Okay. And I was just like, the songs are really catchy from here. Yeah. But this soundtrack has been in my playlist for years at this point, do you know what I mean? I know. So, yeah, the Grave Robber kind of busts into full song. He starts screaming, essentially, and the police are trying to find him.
What did he say? Graves? Scream something?
And it's my job to steal and rob.
So basically, like, there's
that's where I'm like, this guy can sing.
Yeah, no, he can. But yeah, there's so she ends up outside, doesn't she? So she's not supposed to get outside.
She's not allowed to be outside. Yes.
She ends up behind this like gravestone. There's sort of police like looking for them, and like it's a bit odd, isn't it? Because I know it's like stage show.
The police are basically trying to find grave robbers on site.
Yeah, and she's hiding behind a gravestone. This cop is just walking around, and I mean he's not subtle about it.
No.
He's literally just opening the grave, picking him out, picking, and then until he just goes, and then they're like, oh, there he is, and then they sort of like get.
Yeah, and I love the graves are like tombs, and he's like making noise, and they're just
honestly,
not.
They're just ignorant. Like, it's kind of hilarious, but yeah.
Yeah, they break into this. Well, they like burst into essentially this like tomb full of bodies, and it is ginormous.
Yeah, it's like being dumped, isn't it? It's like a big warehouse.
Yeah, you see people falling down,
dumping.
Yeah, and I love the visual on this part because it just looks cool. It's grim when you think about it. Like, it's disgusting.
Of course.
But he kind of breaks in. He goes jackpot. I love how camp he is on this. He's great. So Shiloh's like really freaking out, but Grave Robber's glad to find all these bodies to extract a load of Zydrate and sell it. I mean, the man's gonna make so much money. He does the graves again. Does that part again. The police take Shiloh, and then you hear a voice over the tannoy that says, "A tannoy? Is that the right word?" Yes.
Yes. So they say, "Don't leave the girl."
Leave the girl alone, and then we find out it's the Repo Man, and all we see then is a shot of Shiloh passing out, and the Repo Man, his helmet. That's all we see, and then we see this always gets me every time we get to the scene. Makes me laugh. We're back in Shiloh's bedroom, bald, like, and the ball cap is like
it's bad. It's really noticeable, isn't it? But this really took my surprise. Like, I didn't see this. I just didn't see it coming. I think it's just because obviously you just see her and she just like just looks like a normal young girl, like, and then all of a sudden, she is just bald, and you can definitely
her head looks
see,
huge.
Yeah, it does, and you can see the bald.
Yeah, you can
literally see the lines where it's going. But she's bald.
Yeah, she is. And like me and my brother used to watch this all the time, just giggle over this scene because she is like, and because the film's so ugly with the lens flares, it's like shining off her head.
No, it
is really bad.
It's odd.
It's so odd.
It just comes from nowhere as well.
Dad comes in and basically she's like ill. She's not terminally ill, but she has like a blood disease.
Yeah,
and they never say what it is.
No, she just can't be out in. She needs to be inside.
Yeah, she needs to be kept in a bedroom basically.
Yeah, if she's out in the open, it seems to affect her.
Yes, she missed her medicine, and Dad basically says that she imagined being outside. She wasn't really outside. She was imagining it and seeing the dead. All this, it wasn't real. She has a blood disease. It's the same one of her mother, who died from this blood disease.
Yes.
We find out more later, but yes, she died from that blood disease. So Dad medicates her daily.
Yes.
And at this point, Dad's voice, best of the film. Yeah. Best in the film. Really this good. Man is insane.
He's the thing from Buffy the Vampire Slayer.
Yes, yes.
He's the guy, and I'm pretty confident they did a musical episode.
I think they did.
The Vampire Slayer, and I think that was the first time where I was like, "Oh, this man can sing."
Like, there's good singers in this film, but this guy,
he is really good.
Anthony Stewart Head.
It's not. You know, it's one of those things where you wouldn't necessarily listen to it on an album.
No.
But for a musical, it is.
And it's the way he's got such power in his voice. I don't know where it comes from because he's not a big guy. No. He has just got this hidden power.
It's for this film. It's perfect.
Specifically towards the later scenes, this man is belting these out, and it is incredible. Dad locks Shiloh in a room and tells her to take her medicine. He locks the door with like a key.
Yeah, it's a little like wholesome sort of song between them, isn't it? Where he's a bit like, you know, you need to sort of stay in. Like, I'm scared for you. I don't want to lose you. It's the kind of
that's kind of the running theme of this song. He can't lose her.
Yeah.
He's like so thing. Obviously, he lost his wife.
Yeah.
Does not want to lose his daughter, which is totally fair enough.
She's a bit sort of like trying to be a rebellious.
Yeah, she is and isn't. It's just one of those.
Yeah, it's sort of like in and out of it, isn't it?
Yeah, we get more into it later. Yeah. But yeah, right now she's kind of receptive to her dad.
Yeah, it's sort of that thing, isn't it, where she's like, I know, but you can. She's also a bit like, but I don't want to be stuck here.
Yeah, which is understandable for a 17-year-old.
She's a 17-year-old kid, so yeah, it kind of makes sense. Like, but yeah.
Yeah. I kind of noticed. So this is Shiloh singing about her mum's genetics. Love this song. The main hook is.
It reminds me of like you'd watch this in Kerrang back in the day. Oh, like a music.
It's like Amy Lee going.
It's literally, especially at the end of the song. It's what's the song? Evanescence.
Oh, Bring Me to Life.
It's literally that, because she obviously opens the door and she's there singing out the window, and it's like I was watching this and I was like, my God! And we
get those really cool pictures around the house where they're like holograms.
They're holograms of him.
Cool. I love it. Really cool, the effects and visuals of this.
Yeah,
love it so much. The hook of this song is "Tell Me Why, oh why are my genetics such a bitch?" She's very passionate about that.
Yeah. No, she does. She likes just chucking a swear.
Yeah, she does.
Something in there as well, which it works for a 17-year-old kid. Where she's sort of like, you know, you're experimenting with things, so you know it's bad, but you're like, I'm gonna
do it anyway.
I'm gonna say bitch and poop and dick and, you know what I mean, just poops.
Yeah, so at this point, I was kind of like, I kind of disagree with you. I don't think she's the best singer, but I think she really works with what she's got.
Yeah, no, I wouldn't say. I wouldn't say she's the best singer, but in this film, she's great. I think for outside of Dr. Nathan and Rottie.
Okay.
He's got like a weird
operatic. Yeah, I mean he's very Italian operatic.
No, for an opera voice, it's really good.
Brilliant.
Outside of those two,
really, not the one other character.
Yeah, well, she can, but then again, that's opera again.
Oh, we think of the singer one.
Yeah.
You know, she's an actual singer as well. Yeah.
Yeah, but she can. When she's doing on the opera bit, fantastic. Everything else, not that great. Okay. I'll be honest. And I think. For the rest of the film, when you compare it to everybody else's film, she's almost like you got the singers, the non-singers, and she's there.
Yeah,
she's like a non-singer that can hold a tune. Do you get what I mean?
Yeah.
I just think it's more that. I wasn't like, oh my god, she's incredible.
No, yeah.
But it was like, again, it was like 2000s. If she was a lead singer, if she was like fucking like Avril Lavigne, flipping, whatever.
It's fine.
If she was like Avril Lavigne, for example, that sort of voice where, like, obviously Avril Lavigne can sing, but you know when she's got like the
she's
like
another one though,
sort of thing.
I agree. She's another one where she's not exactly the best singer, but she's got it. Yeah,
she's got that. That's more what it is, rather than being like she's an incredible singer. Do you know?
Yeah. And I will actually agree with you where we're saying Rottie and Nathan are obviously the best in this film.
They can sing
100%. Yeah, but I just have soft spots for everyone else. That's just my big issue.
That's fair.
Yeah. So I said the guitar riffs and drums throughout this song are really heavy and really good. good.
Yeah.
Like there's a lot of heavy metal in this film.
Yeah.
It's a rock musical essentially. So yeah, Shiloh isn't allowed outside due to her blood disease and the fact that her father is terrified of losing it, because that's all he's got left essentially in life. We then see another animated comic book style backstory, and this is for Nathan and Marnie. Marnie was Shiloh's mum. Yeah. So we see that she was ill. He found a cure, but it made her worse.
Yeah. Yeah, so she's... Again, I love all these comic book bits. And I think, if anything, they're not used enough.
Yeah, I agree.
I think we get it probably for the first half.
It's quite a lot in the first bit, and then it goes.
Just stops completely, which is a real shame, because I obviously will get into the later bits, but I really like the way they did the story like this.
Yeah, no, I agree.
So we get like a comic book bit where she's. It's a bit odd. Obviously, we kind of find out really what happened, but it's a bit odd where he sort of got a cure and then. She just kind of dies from the cure, but you couldn't tell. He feels like he killed her with the cure, but he never knew if it was the cure that killed her or if she was just too far gone.
Yeah, 100%.
So yeah,
and
but it's really good.
Basically, she was pregnant with Shiloh at that point.
Yeah, so he could save one or the other.
One or the other, and he saved.
Yeah,
Shiloh.
so he was a doctor. So yeah, well, he's a doctor.
It's a pretty sad backstory. I'll be honest. I really love it,
and it kind of makes sense for him being so protective over her.
And yeah, 100%. Yeah, like obviously, if you lose your wife to one disease that your daughter's got,
and
you don't
literally save your daughter. You know, you chose your daughter to save over your. Well, I mean, the wife was gone, but you know what I'm saying. Yeah, you had to kind of literally pull your daughter out of your wife. Basically.
Yeah, no, it's
sad, like, but yeah.
So the next song is my highlight of the song. I love it so much. It's again, his voice is just insane. So he's singing about how he needs his wife and like what he's become and all this, that, and the other. And I think this whole scene. Perfection.
Yeah,
absolutely
it's
amazing.
really, really good. It's really like
the visuals, the vocals, everything goes.
Yeah, no, it's great. It's really dad rock, isn't it?
Oh,
you know what I mean, like you could, it's 100% dad rock, but it's great. Like.
Oh man, the way he sings all these lines as well. There's the "I am only living out a lie" line. I am only living out a lie. And the way he delivers that is so much emotion. It's like weird because. The actors in this film, they're not really going for much acting-wise. But Nathan was on a different planet.
He is the really exception in this.
Oh, he's incredible.
Really, really
I'll sing his praises for the rest of my life. We see Nathan then go into like this secret room in the house.
Yeah, so and I mean... walk into the house to us, it's a song, isn't it?
Yeah, he kind of goes behind the fireplace, doesn't he? It's like clued up. And I mean, it's fairly obvious, but if you didn't know, he turns out to be the Repo Man.
I didn't see it coming.
Really?
Well,
wow.
I mean, because I wasn't... I guess I was just sort of seeing it, and I wasn't really like taking. You know, I was just sort of like at this point, I was just a bit like I don't really know. You know, it was a bit of like a blur as to what was going on. And then you sort of went in there, and then like when I see the reel, I was like, oh my god, I didn't. Yeah, I just didn't.
Well, that's good.
I didn't see it coming at all. Like I don't know why I didn't put the two together, but I just didn't think. I think because obviously Repo Man's sort of made out to be this ginormous beast.
Yeah.
And then you've got him who's not
tiny. Yeah, no, he's a small little man.
Sort of like it didn't take my surprise. So
oh, well, that's good.
A bit of a reveal for me.
I'm glad for that because I think maybe the first time I watched it I was surprised, but then I think when you look at it and you see obviously that graveyard scene where it's the Repo Man picking up Shiloh and then all of a sudden they're in their bedroom, it's a bit like, I see.
No, it is. It is a bit obvious, but I just didn't see it coming.
And this then, when we're in that secret room, is where it turns into Saw the musical. So he's got is it a victim or a client? How would you say it in this film? Because he's not really a murderer, although he is.
No, it's a bit of a weird one. Because this is the first time where he doesn't dress as Repo.
No,
so you see him as
Nathan,
Dr. Nathan to start with, and then obviously he puts on the Repo. So he basically starts killing him as. Well, he's not killing him, but he's taking his organs back. But, I mean, he's basically killing people.
Yeah.
And then he puts on the mask. It's a bit odd. Like, it's a bit like...
Yeah, it's almost like a reflection of which one's he. Is he the Repo Man or is he Nathan?
I get it. Like, I know it's sort of like almost like a split.
I kind of love how melodramatic this film is, because it's all about the mask and the costume. I love it, honestly.
It's just hilarious to think, like, if by some miracle this man... I think he ends up pulling out his heart or something, but you know what I mean? If by some miracle he pulled out, like, a different organ and this man survived, he would know exactly what it is. So it's a bit like of an interested choice to be like, I'm not Repo and then I am sort of thing. So know, but it was kind of for us, wasn't it? It was for us to be like, it's me, the Repo. Oh, okay.
We get it now. Then he kills the guy basically, and that's that scene, which is an absolute highlight for me. I love it so much.
Really good song.
Then we get to like the Genco building, but we hear like an advert. And there's like ad music playing on a billboard, and it's like super weird. It's like really, it's almost like a marching song. It's super bizarre. It's really odd, I just had to note that because it's just so weird. We now see the Largo family.
Yes.
And the kids specifically. So we're with I say kids. They're obviously adults. But they're his kids.
Yeah.
And they're just outrageous. And this is the song. It's called Mark It Up. And I can only assume you didn't like this scene, maybe? This is a very odd scene.
It's odd. Again, though, it's just Luigi, man. He just gets on my nerves. Like, I think he's just so... I think I don't really like the character. I think it's boring. To have, like... And I know, they've all kind of got their own thing, but I think, like...
He is very generic in a very outrageous film.
Yeah, it's just like, ooh, I get angry and kill people. Yeah. All right, cool, man. And his voice goes through me. He's screaming at me all the time. It just gets on my nerves. It was a bit like, I don't want you. Like, at least just try or just speak. Do you know what I mean? But it's just constantly like screaming all the time.
Yeah, Bill Moseley's a bit of a character actor. Like, he's always kind of in a big character. He's never really just subtle. Yeah, I think the most subtle he's done is Iceland Kills videos.
Yeah, I think it. Yeah, which is weird because this whole thing is like over the top. But I think like Pavi, for example, hits it perfectly where he's a stupid over the top character, but it's
it reined in.
Yeah, where I think I just been like, just calm it, scream when you need to. But then I think because he's screaming all the time, it takes away from the bit where he's supposed to be angry. You don't. Yeah. Do you know what I mean? Whereas you should be like calm, and then he gets irate. I'd be like, all right, fair. But you're just screaming all the time. What are you? I'm just angry.
I'm just an angry man.
For what reason? There's no reason. Like, there's no reason we just be angry.
Yeah, I mean,
constantly.
The kind of reason they give you is he's power hungry for the company.
Yeah.
So he's kind of going to do anything, but he's essentially just an angry man.
Yeah, it doesn't mean every song he just comes in, he's just screaming the entire time.
Yeah, no, I can't disagree with that.
I just switch off as soon as he comes on. I'm like, I can't be bothered.
So this song is they basically sing about who's the best to take over the company when Dad dies. Yeah. It's a really bleak. It's such a funny one because it's a bleak subject matter in the funniest song in the film.
Yeah.
Because this scene is ridiculous. This is like ridiculous. A comedy musical scene because you've got Luigi can't sing, getting angry. You've got Pavi, really good singer, fantastic singer, got the operatic thing down, but he's like all over the top. He's got the mirror. He's doing this with his arm and everything. And they're killing people, trying to prove who's the best, and then they're arguing. And then we also get Amber come in as well. And she's also joining in, thinking she can run this company.
It's a weird one. This is why I was kind of surprised when you said that she was pushing it so hard, because she doesn't. I think of all of the characters in this film, she's probably in this the least. As in doing anything.
Yeah.
She doesn't really do much, does she? Like, outside of, like, I quite like her. I'm not like, if anything, I'd rather see her more. I'm more interested in her because, like, as I said, we've got this whole, I'm really angry, and Pavi's all, like, vain and all that sort of stuff. And she's just a bit of a, she hasn't really got a personality.
She's a loser, really.
She's just a bit of a, she's addicted to surgery.
Her personality really comes from the part of, there's a singer in the company, and she wants to be that singer.
Yeah, but then it's never...
She gets a shot.
We never get it.
No, she gets a shot.
I know, but I wish we got more of it. I mean, I wish she could, because I mean, she can't sing. But it's not.
I think she's atrocious. I love the character, and I love it. It's part of the film I do love, but I don't. If I was watching this and not like how I like it, I would not like her at all.
That's fair. Yeah, I think I just wish that I wish she got more. At least give her a song.
Yeah.
So I could go, okay. I mean, we kind of do that.
You get two parts of a song.
Yeah, but at least give her a song so I can kind of go, all right, yeah, because I mean, again, she's not great, but I would much rather listen to her over Luigi singing. I could, yeah. I'll
have Luigi sing the whole film. Right? Yeah. So we get back to
this off instantly.
We get back to Shiloh's bedroom. She's watching TV. She's watching Blind Mag, who is this big singer in this company. Yeah, she's kind of in Jinko, but not really. She's just a big singer for this.
Yeah. She's just a singer, isn't she?
Yeah, this is kind of where the story falls apart because she's just a singer. Like, there's nothing.
Yeah, there's no real. I mean, obviously, we kind of get more of a reason for her being there, and that. But yeah, she is just kind of an entertainer within this. But again, it doesn't really make much sense because the whole point of this is that their Jinko is an organ transplant thing, so there's no real reason to have
they kind of do like fundraisers and stuff, so I assume they have people on payroll to be entertainment because later on there's like backup dancers and stuff.
It's a bit odd, but she's just there. I mean, she's alright.
Yes. Blind Mag. Yeah. Oh, love Blind Mag. Yes, love Blind Mag. One of my favourite characters. Love her so much. So Shiloh gets a message from Rotti Lago saying that he can help her find a cure, essentially. And she gets like a message on like an Apple Watch thing. It's
quite cool.
Yeah. Then we get another comic book style story for Rotti, who turns out he was with Marnie first, who was Shiloh's mum. And then she met Nathan, broke Rotti's heart, so he's very sad, big cry.
So all this was 17 years ago, wasn't it? So all of this happened around the same time.
Yeah, like imagine if Shiloh was Rotti's kid. I know. One of the Lagos. I mean, there's a possibility, but you never know.
Yeah, maybe, but doubtful.
Yeah.
But no, that's so we kind of get the whole like, Which is an odd... I get it, but I don't know why they made this all at the same time. As in, if you think of it, she would have been shagging both at the same time. And then she chose Nathan.
Yeah.
That's kind of the story there. You know, it's supposed to be like, if they went, this was 19, 20 years ago, she was with Rotty, and then left him for Nathan, you'd be like, yeah, fair. But it's kind of
it's just they were together.
They were together, then her and Nathan were together, and then they end up, she just left him and went to have a child with Nathan. It was a bit like, okay, again, I like this. I like the fact we had more of a backstory as to what's going on, but it was just a bit of like a...
Yeah, and then we find out that basically... Rotty snuck poison into Nathan's lab as he was trying to save his wife, which was the medicine he thought was giving to Marnie. And I mean, think of it that logically now, it kind of makes sense that he did that because, not being funny, his wife or partner leaves him.
About it.
Yeah, I mean, a bit dramatic, like, but understandable.
I mean, obviously, we'll get into it later, but they kind of retcon this right at the end.
Do
completely.
They?
Yeah.
Okay, we'll put a pin in that. We'll have a talk about that in a bit. So we basically see him in this like limo.
Yes.
And he is singing about how his kids won't inherit nothing because they're losers. Essentially.
Yeah, he just hates his kids.
He hates his kids, and he says he will not take they won't inherit anything. No money, no company, no nothing. And Shiloh comes to meet him at his mother's grave, and then Rotty and Shiloh are in the car together.
Yes.
And I love this scene because he's just like super slowly opera singing.
Yeah.
It's really weird, and he just kind of sings it like, "Why do you hide your pretty face?
I can't go outside. I have a blood disease."
And then he asks Shiloh to go to the opera with him, which is kind of weird because he's like 60 odd.
Yeah, I know. It's a bit odd, isn't it?
I think he says, "Will you be my date?" or something like that.
Yeah, he did. Yeah, it's a bit odd. Like, I don't really... Obviously, he's aware of the child because of Marnie and Nathan and all that, but it's a bit... I don't know if they've interacted before or not.
No,
I think
to this point I don't think so.
Yeah, I think this is just him, like, introducing himself to her, but I find it hilarious how... Like, during this, he's, like, singing at her, and then she starts speaking to him, and he just keeps singing.
Yeah.
And then eventually she sings back, and then he starts answering. It's almost as if, when she's speaking, he can't hear it.
Yeah.
It's like, you have to communicate in song.
Sing
or, like, he just ignores it. He keeps going, like, but listen, he just keeps ignoring it, and just speaking over it, or singing over it. It's quite funny.
So, basically, this opera that's happening tonight is where they're going to announce who's going to take over Jinko.
Yes.
That's kind of the point. It's a bit of a fundraiser type thing, but the main part is Blind Mag's going to sing, and... they're going to announce who's going to run Jinko.
Yeah, so they're going to put on a show.
Yeah.
And then, they're going to have a performance, and then the big end of the show will be him going, this is
he's also going to announce that he's dying.
Yes,
I forgot about that big one.
Yeah, of course.
So we see the Repo Man getting suited up and about to go to work, and he's sing this song. It's called Thankless Job. This scene is it's brilliant. So he's like getting dressed while killing someone. He's got strapped up to this chair like that, and I think he's taking his stomach.
It's something to do with his stomach. He's definitely cut them open here.
Yes, he cuts his stomach open, and he takes all his parts out, and he's just
ripping.
And this is just going and stuff like that.
The sound effects are hilarious.
I love it when they lean more into the camp stuff because this film it's really all over the place. Yeah, it's up and it's 100%. Down, but you've got things like Mark It Up, which was earlier, and then this one, which is really, really silly.
Good.
And then
all Dr. Nathan knows, isn't it?
Huh?
All Dr. Nathan knows, isn't it?
Yeah, this is the one. This is Nathan, and he knows exactly what he's doing. He's great, taking the organs out, sound effects going nuts. It's really funny as well. This is a really funny scene. And then he like puts his arm into this guy and like controls him as a puppet, and he starts doing this like ventriloquist act. It is hilarious.
Yeah, it's hilarious. It's good.
And then then we kind of get to this like circus place. Yeah, I never really.
Yeah, it's weird this bit, isn't it? It's almost like they call back the freak show sort of thing, isn't it? It's that sort of thing where they're all like a bit of like there's a load of weirdos there. Do
you ever see that film Cirque du Freak? No. Or based on the book? You never read that book? They kind of reminded me exactly of that.
So it's just one of those where there's kind of a lot of like weirdos, sort of like it's a bit like this sort of dealing with the black market stuff still, but there's sort of almost like sideshow thing.
Yeah, I never really understand what's going on here, but
it's just kind of there.
It's fun. Yeah. There's a lot of good costumes here as well of like people dressed up. It's almost like that freak show thing you just said, where people are just dressed up absolutely wild. I love it a lot.
Yeah.
I know you'll probably hate this bit. This is like one of my favorite bits where Luigi's getting handed the cups of coffee.
Yeah, he's just killing him.
Oh, but so funny. It's like someone gives him one. It's like too cold. Someone gives him one. It tastes gross, and he's like, "What's this? Rat's piss?" And starts stabbing this guy. Oh, it gets me every time. Oh, I love it. Blind Mag is absolutely beautiful, may I add. What a woman.
Oh yeah, no, she looks like her eyes especially are really
insane.
Cool. Like
so she's
really
played by
good.
Sarah Brightman. Do you know who Sarah Brightman is? There's an old song from the 80s. I think it's called "I Lost My Heart to a Starship Trooper."
Rings a bell.
That's her.
Okay.
Yeah. So there's like I said, she's been a pop star in her time. So this is why.
Okay. It kind of makes sense for why they brought it in. But yeah, no, she is cool. She is really cool. Like I think the way her eyes are designed as well, where they kind of like
they're almost like clocks at times.
Yeah. They almost feel like they're moving. They almost feel like they're like alive all the time.
Yeah, and like she can like project stuff from them.
She's a cool character. Yeah, I do like her.
The siblings are still arguing who's gonna run Jinko. Yeah, this is where it kind of gets a bit like. All right.
They kind of. It's just like everyone. It's sort of like Luigi kills people. Bobby's looking at himself. Amber's there, and they're all just like arguing over like I want. It's just. But again, these are not songs, are they? They're like 30-second bits where they all kind of turn up and they're like, I want to be. Okay, bye. Yeah. Gone again. You're like, okay.
So Rottie takes Shiloh to meet Mag because Shiloh loves Blind Mag, and then we get the little backstory for Mag then as like a comic book style as well. And I like this backstory. This is a good one. Cool. So she was Marnie's best friend, and she was blind the whole time. Rottie got her surgery to give her new eyes, but the contract was signed in blood. I don't know why hers specifically.
Well, obviously, it's a bit of an odd thing when they're like, she didn't realise you were signing blood, but then surely you would realise someone's poking you with. Yeah,
unless it's not her blood.
Yeah, I don't really know, because obviously it makes sense she didn't realise because she's blind.
Unless they took the blood from when they took her eyes out and just didn't.
Yeah, maybe they kind of put it in ink or something, and she kind of signed it. But yeah, she basically signed it in blood, so she is bound to this contract.
Yeah, she's basically Rottie's property.
Yeah, like she's kind of. I don't think she ever. I think her way of paying it off is by serving him.
Yeah, pretty much doing stuff for him, doing the songs for him, doing all that. Like it's a nice contract. It's nothing too bad.
Yeah, no, it's not like she is bound by it, but I don't really know what else she would do. Yeah, like she just is a singer. Yeah, but she kind of has to sing whenever he asks.
Yeah. So Repo Man gets a message to do like a repo job. Yeah, and he calls Shiloh while he's doing the job. And I love this bit because she's outside. Yeah, so she hasn't taken a medicine.
So she's not supposed to be out where she is. So she's outside and she's like obviously disobeyed him. He's killing at the same time. So you've got this sort of like thing where you can hear that. Cause I think he's got someone hang upside down.
Yeah, so he's got a man hang upside down. He's flipped him around because he's taking his spine. Yeah, this guy is screaming. Yeah, he's obviously going mad. Shiloh is then freaking out because she's not supposed to be outside, and the back and forth they have is amazing.
You can hear him. She's like, "What's that in the background?" He's like, nothing."
Yeah. And then he hears something in the background. He's like, "What's that?" I've got the window open.
Yeah.
Oh, it's such a great
scene. It's really good scene.
It's amazing. He takes out the spine, and then she takes her medicine, and that's the end of that bit. Yes. That's such a great scene. And then out of nowhere, Grave Robber just pops into scene. I love that. He's just there.
Yeah, he just pops in the back. So she's like in a tent, isn't she? Like, and she's also a
he literally
just pokes his head through the little tent to be like, "Hey, do you want to come with me?" Rips the tent off and off they go together.
Yeah, so they go off together again. I kind of love those two together though. It's just weird.
It is odd. Yeah, it is odd. He's sort of like, this is what I mean. I didn't really know who he was. I get that he's like the narrator, but it's almost as if only she can see him.
Yeah, no, I know. I completely agree.
Obviously, we get into this song now with his interaction with other characters, sort of thing. But it's like he's just there. Like it's as if like only certain characters can see him. Most of the time he's just kind of narrating.
Yeah, no, I agree. It does seem like that. Maybe that was what they intended until they realised they could do more with it.
Yeah, maybe.
But yeah, no, it does. It reminds me of that too. So Rottie's getting interviewed about the illegal use of Zydrate on the black market because obviously it's kind of their thing. Yeah. So, and then he calls Amber to the stage to kind of have an interview as well with him, but she doesn't turn up.
Yes.
Yeah, and then this isn't the first time. This is not the first time she's
because he's got the two sons are there either side, and then he's like Amber because she's supposed to be performing.
Yeah. But the way he calls it on the stage is awesome.
But she kind of she keeps like no showing all the performances.
Yeah, and that's because she's basically in the back alley doing Zydrate.
Yeah. So we have like another song here, don't we, where Grave Robber is basically singing about the sort of underground Zydrate stuff.
This is my favourite part of the film. Okay. I've probably said that about 8 times, but this is it. Okay. This is if I'm ever going to show anyone this film, I'm like, just watch this bit. I love this scene. The song is my favourite song of the whole film. I think Grave Robber in the scene is great because it's like a really sleazy kind of song, but heavy guitars. No, it sounds great.
And that's what I mean. I think like this is surprising that you love this so much because this is probably the proper Amber song.
Yeah. No, I know.
And
I love her in this bit too.
No, this is what I mean. She does the sort of like, what do you word for it? It's like this sort of like sexy sort of song. Like she's singing, but she's not needing to
no,
sing.
she's kind of more moaning.
It's a bit cabaret sort of thing, isn't it? Do you know what I mean? So but no, this is great.
Yeah, I love the kind of, it's almost like instructions in the song. Yeah. Oh man, I love it so much. I love it so much. We find out Amber is addicted to surgery and Zydrate, so this is where she is most of the time. Yeah. And then I said, this film was doing surgery is the new sex before Crimes of the Future. Remember that film we watched? It's like a similar plot, but just a lot more weird.
Yeah. Yeah.
But it's weird we've got two films of the same subject.
Yeah, I guess it is.
Yeah, it's very similar.
That's kind of interesting, yeah.
So Amber is jealous. I love that film. Amber is jealous of Mag because she can sing, basically. That's kind of Amber's personality.
Yeah, she does want to perform. And again, like, it's not... I mean, yeah, she can't sing, but I think in this particular song she can hold it.
Like
she can hold her own, which I wish they gave her something. Because you even got just to do something like this. If they just give her something like this, where it's not her going projecting and trying to hit mad notes, but just more of like a performance.
Yeah.
It would have worked. Mm-hmm. We just never give her the chance to. And I understand that's the whole point of it, is that she's sort of like the choke artist, isn't it? Like she knows that. I mean, she's an addict as well. Yeah. But she kind of knows that she can't sing that much, so she kind of stays away from it. But I just wish we had that. Yeah,
because I'm no fan of Amber, I've said it already, but I think she's really good in this song. Yeah, and I think it'd be different without her. Yeah. I think she's a very good part, and I think her and Grave Robber work well together. There's a mad shot of them just like kissing on the floor in the rain. Yeah. Never understood that bit.
It sort of ends up being like she tries to basically get the Zydrate by flirting with him, sort of thing. It's
she's dead on top of him.
Yeah, but you know what I mean. It's sort of like her way of being like, she's an addict, so she'll do anything to get what she wants. I mean, she's obviously got infinite money as well, but she's trying to sell herself to get her high.
And I love this scene specifically as well, the Zydrate Anatomy song, because it's almost like a departure from the film, because it's like a music video. Like, you could see this on Kerrang and you'd think it's just a new band. Yeah. Love it. I absolutely love this scene so much. Yeah. So she's jealous of Mag, but the rumour is right now that Mag's going to have the Repo Man come to her soon to take her eyes. Yes. Which is sad. And then there's this, Amber, passes out. And did you notice those two massive guys wearing, this, leather thing, and they're just fanning it like this?
Oh, yeah. Because she comes with the two guys, doesn't she?
Yeah, so they bring it, and then she's, passed out, and they're just doing this.
Yeah, it's good, yeah. Well, man, I think this is a good time to have a little vibe. Should we have a little
chill?
Have a quick pee?
Yeah,
a little chill. So, yeah, when we shoot on over to the ads...
That was bloody awful. Do you sound like this, man? Do you want opera lessons? Do you want to sound like me? Well, for $10.99 a month, which is pretty good, you can sound like me. Can you hear that now? That sounds much better. Can you believe what this man sounds like now? So for $10.99 a month, I will come to your house and sort your body out too. Thank you. Hey, ugly!
Is this your life? If, like me, you're ugly, sad, lonely, depressed, no life, no girlfriend, no nothing, then I've got just the thing for you. For just $2 million, really small budget, you can head off to GeneCo to get some surgery. You think this is bad? You wait till you see me after.
2 hours later.
One improvement. And now, I look beautiful. So just remember, for just £2 million, you can look just like me. GeneCo. Wow, that was some great ads, man.
They're so good. So good. I love them.
Amazing.
But anyway, back to the feature. Shiloh and Nathan both get home seconds between each other. I think Shiloh gets in first, and then Nathan kind of comes up the stairs because she crawls through a window.
Yes. So she's sort of she's going up the stairs as he opens his fireplace door thing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So he goes up to check on Shiloh, and I think she's asleep, pretending to be asleep, essentially. And then he leaves, and she's got a magazine about Repo Man that she hid from Dad, for obvious reasons. Nathan is in Rotty's office now, so we've kind of gone from this bit.
Yes,
no, it's
kind of now.
Yeah, love this part as well. This part's another fucking highlight for me. I just love this whole film. The effects here, I think, are amazing. I just love this whole scene. It just looks incredible.
Yeah, no, it's really cool.
Yeah, so Rotty tells Nathan that he needs to Repo Mag's eyes. Essentially, that's his next job. Yeah. But obviously, she was a very close friend of Marnie, so he does not want to be doing that.
Yeah, it's a weird bit in there, but he sort of battles with himself here, doesn't he?
This is again Nathan at his absolute best, acting wise and singing wise. So it's basically he needs to do the job, but he doesn't want to. Yeah. And then Rotty reminds Nathan that he killed his wife. Yeah. He killed his own wife essentially, and then Rotty has like a hold on Nathan. Do you mean like he knows how to manipulate him essentially? Yeah. And again, whenever these songs kick in, my notes turn into, oh my god, I love this scene. So I said the guitars kick in, and the Largos, basically, all the kids are there. But I don't think Amber's there. No, I think it's just Luigi and Parvy.
Yeah, because I think Amber would have been out at this point. When she's...
And they bring out this man, basically, like who was there for a Reaper. Yeah. And they're basically like, you're the best Repo Man. Yeah. Again, there could be multiple Repo Men. We never see them. We just see Nathan.
No, it's just the Repo Man.
Yeah, and they basically tell him, and this is when Night Surgeon kicks in. Love it. And then it's always the, I remember, and he keeps doing it, and it's like that internal battle of himself. Oh, it's so good.
Yeah, because he's battling between, like, Repo and Nathan. Yeah. And, do you know what I mean? He's sort of like, he kind of, I think because he kind of turns to Repo, doesn't he? Like
it's almost like a character for him. Yeah,
he almost like turns into Repo and then starts doing the whole.
Whenever he's like a Repo, he's got that smile on him. He's like enjoying it. But I think he almost has to force it because he's not really a Repo Man, is he?
Yeah, so he kind of battles. He turns into Repo and then kind of turns back before we finish it, doesn't he? So he's just like, I can't, like not her, basically. Yeah. He's like, I'm happy to do the whole Repo thing. I can be this monster for you.
Yeah, but I won't
not her.
Do that job. Yeah,
there's people, I have limits, basically.
This whole scene, and I know you've told me how much you hate Luigi, but I think him and Parvy in this scene are great because they're like throwing the knife at him and they're like really taunting him.
But he's calmer here though. This is not him screaming. This is more him like singing, instigating and trying to be. And this is fine. Like I put this is my favorite song so far.
Oh, nice. Yeah, this is an absolute highlight.
I think the interaction between all of them really works, and again, because he's not just screaming, because Luigi isn't just screaming at him, he's almost trying to like manipulate him more. It works so much better. Like, I didn't mind Luigi in this scene.
I love this whole scene, and the kill, because obviously there's a kill here, it's amazing. It is gory, it is over the top, and I do love that when he's doing the knife, it's like ching ching, it's the same sound effect the whole time, but it just works so perfectly. He
slices this guy to pieces.
Oh my god, he goes blood everywhere.
Generally, he's obviously killing all these people, but generally he'll like slice.
He's almost surgical.
Because he is a surgeon. But this one, he rips his guy to pieces. He murders his guy.
Yeah, because he makes you think that he's the Reaper Man. He's going to do the job. Kills him, and then he goes, I can't do this.
Yeah, not here. So good. Really good. No, it is good.
Really my god, I love it. Yeah, so he walks out, he's gone, and then Rotty says he's going to take him out. So Rotty's now going to get Nathan killed.
Yes.
So we see this another great moment in this film. Weird. Mag gets to Shiloh's house. Well, Nathan and Shiloh's house. And they're like, it's like an intercom conversation, but not really.
Yeah, it's a weird one, isn't it? Because I don't really know how she finds out where she lives, but she just kind of.
Well, did Marnie live in this house?
Oh yeah, true.
Marnie probably lived in this house.
Because she basically seen Shiloh, so I don't think it's ever referenced to her that Shiloh is Marnie's kid.
No,
but she says she sees her and she was like, I knew who it is.
So Blind Mag got told by Nathan that she died.
She sees her. She doesn't. No, she can see.
She can see?
Yeah.
No, she can see.
You said Blind Mag and I was like,
the reason she's got the eyes is so she can see. But she got told by Nathan that they both died. Yes. So there's no child. So for 17 years he's been hiding this kid, which is crazy. Yeah, they're having a back and forth about him basically. Blind Mag is Shiloh's godmum, she says, but she kind of stutters on it, so I don't think it's official. She just kind of finds a way in the house.
Yeah, she's sort of like, I knew your mother, because I think is this the first time she used the projection?
Yeah.
So she used the projection of her mother, and I love that bit.
Yeah, like, because her mum sings the hook of the song. Yeah,
so she's just in the background of this sort of like operatic like hook, isn't she? Like she keeps popping up. So this whole song going on, and she keeps popping up and singing. Yeah. And at this point, this is before Mag went off, which we'll get later. But at this point, I was like, oh no, the mother's a lot better than Mag.
I get
In
it.
this
She's got the opera
in
voice.
this scene.
Yes.
Yeah, in this scene. Because
I know exactly what scene you're referring to later.
Because
Yeah.
this is Mag singing.
Yeah,
Rather than...
no, she's just being like a pop star here.
Yeah, she's all right.
She's
like
fine.
as far as you know. As far
Oh yeah,
as, like,
the mum comes in and steals the show, and she's just an opera voice saying "Chase the morning."
Yeah,
that's all it is.
Yeah. And, like it's a really good back and forth between them. But again, like I wouldn't between the two. I wasn't like, oh my god, like Mag is
of course,
so much better.
100%.
They kind of it works well. They
Oh
work
my
well
god,
together.
because even Shiloh's singing moments in this, it
really
all
good.
comes together.
Really good.
This is one of my absolute favorite songs from the soundtrack. So good. The visuals here are amazing. The projection looks awesome. Mag's eyes as she's projecting,
So
it's
cool.
aged amazingly well.
I really like her eyes. Like,
Considering we've had bad CGI through some of this film,
for a lot later as well,
Yeah,
like on a lot bigger budgets.
some of the effects here are so good, man. Sorry, in my notes for the last like 10 paragraphs, I just write about how much I love this song. So Nathan returns home and he sees Mag in the house and he gets a bit uppy about it.
Yeah.
Mag told Barney that she'd be present in Shiloh's life,
Yes.
but he told her she died. So bad boy Nathan. Like,
I think by sounds of it, Marnie and Mag had like an agreement that she was the godmother.
Godmother. So that's I think it was agreed, but because she
Yeah.
died, she was just like,
that's fair enough. I know.
Yeah, so Shiloh was trying to get Nathan to keep Mag in the house because otherwise she's going to die because
Yeah.
she knows that the Repo men are up for her eyes,
Yeah.
which would make it a lot worse to be in this house.
Yeah, 100%.
Shiloh knows about the contract for her eyes. Shiloh was asking Nathan to try and stop the Repo man,
Yeah.
but he says shut up to it, like really
Yeah,
aggressively.
yeah.
Do you know what I mean? But I think at this point he's already pushed Mag out.
Yeah,
Mag
so
has
he's
been
kicked Mag out. Shiloh's like wants her to stay because again, like she knows the Reap Man's coming for her, so she doesn't want her to die.
Yeah.
Because she's found out she's got a godmother, and he's
Yes, and then we get into one of the absolute best scenes of this film.
incredible.
So, right, full transparency. When I first saw this film, hated this bit. Hated it because it's so
Really?
abrupt and comes out of nowhere. And I probably wasn't that big of a metal rock fan back then. You know, I was a bit like, "Ooh, heavy," but like this bit kicks in.
No,
This bit goes for the
it's
balls.
so
Like,
good, man, it's
but
so good.
I love his line before this. He sings, "What chance has a 17-year-old girl?" He says that line in a song. Oh man, the delivery, top banana. So this song is called 17, and it is absolute fire.
Wow, yeah, so they end up back in her room, don't they? So she storms upstairs, he goes storming after her. They're still kind of singing to each other at this point, as in, like, it's an extension of the original song.
Yeah. From this point on, the songs just flow.
Yeah, and it's almost like one after the other after the other, but this is more like an extension on the original song between Mag and Shiloh, and then and then it turns, that full, like, band comes out.
So, do you know who the band is?
No, I recognise it.
Joan Jett and the Blackhearts?
Oh, that's why.
Yeah.
I seen it, and I was
So
like,
she's
they linger.
riffing out.
Yeah,
Yes,
they
Joan Jett.
linger on Joan Jett a lot,
So
and I was
sick.
like, cause I was looking at her, and I was like, I knew, I recognised her, but I couldn't think what she was.
I mean, you don't know many female bassists from back in the day, so it's
true.
Joan.
Yeah,
like,
no, but yeah, it's sick. Like, so yeah, this sort of like, it's almost. I mean, this is about as Avril Lavigne as you will get.
yeah, I mean, if you notice, the teddies in the background have come to life. There's a crowd outside her window all of a
So,
sudden.
yeah, she
she's
just
dressed
starts-
in this outfit.
yeah.
Oh my god.
She just goes off, doesn't she? I mean, this is the best Shiloh song.
Easy.
This is what I mean with this point. I was like, oh no, she can sing.
She's got
in
her
this
style.
This
is what she needs to be
perfect for her.
100%,
Yeah,
I agree.
yeah, no, this is incredible.
I said the room changes, the crowd outside.
Yeah.
Oh my
Yeah.
god, it is awesome.
Hey Dan, is that an award ceremony here?
Oh,
Is that applause?
it might be.
I think we should go find out what's going on.
And now, the award for Best Moment in Repo the Genetic Opera.
17 and you can't stop me. You cannot control me, father. Daddy's girl's a fucking monster. I'd just like to thank.
So Rotty's getting ready for the opera, and then Amber bursts in, singing about how her surgery's gone wrong. Yeah, love it.
Yeah, it's odd, isn't it? Because it's not like I don't really understand what happened here.
I think she's just gone way too far with the surgery, and I think she went to the wrong person.
Yeah,
And it
because
just-
it just changes a lot. So obviously the initial thing here is she's just a bit scarred up. It's almost as if like it's sort of like it's almost just burned. Do you
Looks
know
like
what I
Freddy
mean?
Krueger.
Yeah, it's sort of like one side of her face is sort of a bit scarred.
I
up.
agree. I think what happens is between this and the scene you're thinking of, I think there's another surgery.
Yeah, no, because he gives her money.
and I think they just obliterate the face, and they just.
because it's not like it's not that.
But it's he hates his kids. He's disgusted by it, and I think he's kind of embarrassing them.
Yeah, no, he is. But I mean, from her perspective, I mean, like, it just looks like she's a bit scarred.
Yeah.
Like, I don't really know what the surgery is supposed to be.
Mm-hmm.
It's a bit of an odd choice, isn't it?
Yeah.
Because as I said, she's like half her face is kind of scarred up.
Yeah.
I don't really know what she went in for.
Facelift, maybe.
Maybe, yeah, because it's just a bit like scarred on one side, and yeah, she's a bit like mortified. But like obviously, beforehand, she's like, "Oh my god, it's gone horrifically wrong." So I was like, "Ooh, what's gonna happen?" Then she's a bit of scar, and I was like, ah.
Yeah, it's again, it kind of goes back to that melodramaticness of this film,
Yeah.
where she does this like hair flip.
Yeah,
and it goes,
and it's just a little bit of scars.
Yeah.
You're like, oh, okay, it's not
But there's
that bad. Like,
there's a great line here. It probably means nothing to anyone else, but I don't know what it was. When me and my brother Rich used to watch this constantly, like we watch this constantly, and she says, "I look like a crime scene dad." But she doesn't stop in the middle of scene and dad, so it sounds I'm a crime scene dad. It's just every time, like? Honestly, but we just laugh about it every time I hear it. It's just so funny. What is that? There's no break. It's just I look like a crime scene dad. It's brilliant, and when you think of it that way, it's even better. Oh, it's great. Amazing. Yeah, Rossi calls her a disgrace, and when he's singing BA, he's so good.
No, he and he's got like a mad, like it's like
he's clearly an opera.
Oh my god, yeah,
because you know he's from Goodfellas.
He is.
He's from Goodfellas, yeah. He's the main man, basically.
He is. Yeah, I thought I recognised him.
Yeah, and I mean, like obviously in Goodfellas, you wouldn't think of him singing.
No,
but in this,
but
like,
yeah, he's got a set of pipes.
Oh, he's incredible.
Yeah, I know he's good.
So yeah, Rotti is seen as a hero and a savior due to all the like surgery stuff in the world. In this world, he's like an icon.
He's almost like a god, isn't he?
He's almost
really. He's almost like president or prime minister.
That's what I was going to say. I'd say more president than anything else.
Weird, isn't it?
He says he's going to publicly shame everyone, including his kids, basically, and leave the company and fortune to Shiloh at the opera tonight.
Yes. Yeah, so I think he gives Amber a load of money, doesn't he? He's just money.
He says he's going to pay to fix the surgery.
Yeah. So he just gives her money to go and fix her face, basically.
Mm-hmm.
And then he's just decided that Shiloh's going to take everything.
Yeah,
I mean, choice.
It's such a weird choice. I think he thinks it's his kid. And I've never thought of it that way.
Yeah.
I mean, he's doing it basically out of love for his ex-girlfriend who left him.
Yeah, no, it makes sense. It does make sense in that sense. Like, but it's a bit...
It's left field. Like, I mean, again, watching this film for the 8 millionth time, you can see it coming a mile away.
Oh, yeah, of course.
But if you hadn't watched it before and you go,
but if you think of it, like, obviously I've seen it coming, but if you think of it, like, I mean, they probably spent 6
minutes together.
Yeah, like a handful, like maybe an hour max together. And he's like, I'm going to leave everything to you. And it's like...
he's kind of... All right. It's kind of a little bit weird.
Yeah, considering he was the reason Marnie's dead, and now he's trying to be like, I want to look after your child, though. It's odd.
It's really weird.
Yeah.
So Nathan hears a message from Rotti to Shiloh saying, "See you at the opera." So now he knows she's going outside. She's going to this opera. He's tamping. And then Shiloh sees a message on a billboard out of her window.
Yes,
because there's like floating billboards.
Yeah, so she's like in there, and it's almost like a billboard like shines into a room, like this billboard's instructed her.
Yeah,
it's basically telling her.
Basically tells her there's a driver outside waiting for her, so she needs to get dressed and stuff like that. Some men have come to kill Nathan, but he takes him out like they would nothing. Just
my god! He starts like bodying people.
Yeah, this is kind of where he goes full Repo man now in this scene.
It's really good.
I kind of love the fact that this film balances a musical and then horror, but it does it in like two different aspects.
Yeah, no,
I said these scenes of just full blown violence.
Violence. Yeah, no, 100%.
There's a message out for people to take Nathan out and to take him to Rotti, basically.
Yes,
but it never really specifies dead or alive, but it says take him out. So I'm assuming they're killing him and then just taking the body.
Yeah, I'd assume so. Yeah, something along those lines. But yeah, so it's all leading to the big finale.
The big opera.
Well, there's been an awful lot of songs in this.
There's been a lot of songs for a musical.
Yeah. So I think we should head over to our sound man.
Oh, is he here?
Can he hear us? I don't know. We're gonna head over to Mr. Earl and Adrian. Are you there, Earl? Hello.
Hi, Earl. What did you think of the soundtrack of Repo?
Hey.
Earl, what did you think of the soundtrack to Repo?
You are?
Earl, what did you think of the soundtrack to Repo?
Oh, sorry, boy. I need to turn my bloody cock up. Oh, bloody hell. Well, Repo. Oh, what a bloody musical. Me and the wife, we watched it. Had a lovely time, we did. Had the subtitles on, big and thick, so I could read it. But, oh, lovely. She had that, what's her name? Blind Mag, that's it, yes. Oh, lovely. Lovely voice she did have. She do have a lovely voice. Opera took me back to the days of Shirley Bassey. It was bloody marvellous, it was. I forgot where I am now, boys. Soundtrack. Hey? Soundtrack. Sound bar. No, I don't have one, boy. I put the subtitles on the TV, I do. I don't use no sound bars, no.
Soundtrack.
Oh, tracks. Oh, soundtrack of great, lovely. Yes, we put it on. The granddaughter. She put it on the bloody spotty thighs. She put it on there. She did. We listened to it. Lovely. I got little words up and that. Yes, lovely. Can't wait to hear from you again. Gonna have my tea now, so I'll speak to you soon.
Yeah, so this is kind of the end game of the film now. This is where we're at. This is the finale.
The big performance.
But we still have like 40 minutes left.
Yeah,
it's a long finale.
It's a big bit, yeah.
Yeah, so the song that when they enter the opera is called At the Opera Tonight. And I love how everyone gets a shine here.
Yeah.
You get Rotty, you get his kids, you get Shiloh, you get Nathan.
Yes.
They all have, I think you get Blind Mag. Because that's all the big players now. That's all. Those are the big players.
Yes.
And I love that song because everyone gets their little individual moments, and it all coincides.
It's almost
together.
like a maestro sort of coming out, isn't it? Initially, like starting it all, like
yes,
guy at the front.
That's testify, and then you've got people basically talking about how Jinko helped them.
It starts becoming like church, really, doesn't it? Like, do you know when it's the American churches where they're all there, like, testify?
We've absolutely skipped over a few minutes, though. To be honest, we missed Nathan killing men under a tunnel where he's going to the opera. He goes to a tunnel, kills people under there. And then we get Grave Robber. We get a break from the film. We get a random little cut, and he's like, stay tuned for the opera.
Oh, yeah.
Love that moment. Yeah, I love it. Whenever Grave Robber pops up.
Yeah, he kind of cuts to this bit. But yeah, back to the opera, though.
Yes,
I love the granny. So there's the old, there's like an old, like 67-year-old woman.
She is spinning,
just spinning decks. Like, it's so funny. It's just, I think, especially 4 times. This would have been like around the time of like Linkin Park and all this sort of stuff. But it's just so
she's scratching.
So
now this bit testifying when we get all the people talking about how Jinko helped them is again a massive highlight for me. We get some great costume design of all the crowd. Amazing. The Ouija on this scene is when he's on stage. He's like.
Yeah, no, it's funny. It is funny. No, it's good at this because this is kind of like where it's like an actual. This is for about 20 minutes, half hour. This is an actual performance.
And now this is the next half an hour is awesome.
Yeah.
Oh,
so this is an actual performance now. So this is why they're all sort of like they're not in character, as in, this is a performance. They're all on stage like performing because obviously at this point all the kids think he's gonna go.
I'm leaving this to this.
This.
Yeah. So they're on the best behaviour.
Yeah, and they're all in a great mood because they know they're going to get all daddy's money. Like.
Yeah, so Shiloh arrives at the opera, and she looks like Lydia from Beetlejuice. Winona Ryder.
Yeah, she does.
Dressed exactly the same.
She does, yeah.
So Rotty says he has Shiloh's cure, and this is great. Amber gets a solo song. Oh, man.
I know, but this I was
it's like, what, 20 seconds?
I was so annoyed.
I love it. I love this scene. So she has a song called, what's it called? Blame Not My Cheeks, I think it's called. Yeah. And literally, it's like, it's like a proper party song. Yeah. She's got those men back on with like the leather, and they're doing all this.
Yeah. And she's basically got like, it's like a
marionette type thing, isn't
and
she?
she's got, it's Paris Hilton's, like, whereas Pavi has like somebody else's face
staples
onto him, she has her own face, but it's like the skin
not glued properly,
keeps coming off all the time, where it's like obviously the stage lights are so hot that it keeps coming off, so it's just her like
because it opens and she's like this.
Yeah, she's like holding her face up. Yeah. But this is what I mean. This is why I wish. This is the particular scene where I wish they'd gone more into it. I wish he'd had like almost a full song, and then if it just came off during the song. Like, I would have liked that.
Yeah,
more.
I understand exactly where you come from, but it's more the fact that she just is a mess, isn't it? That's
she
what
is
they
a
get.
Mess, and I get that. Like, she is a mess, which, is kind of an issue at the end. But, it does make sense. I was very fit. I was like, ooh. Because I think if they'd gone for her
it's literally
singing,
about 10 seconds, yeah.
I think if they'd done a song and her face fall off or all that sort of stuff, I think it would have made the next bit even better. Do you know what I mean? Where it's almost like her performance, because they just boo it instantly.
Oh yeah,
everyone's just booing it.
So her face falls off.
Yeah,
her whole face falls off.
And they're just booing it the entire time. Just booing it, and it just runs up. It is funny, But yeah, I think if like she'd actually had a performance which wasn't that great, even if she sang up to, if she just like done like,
because to be fair, singing's pretty good here.
Yeah,
it's not bad.
If it went out of tune and then her face fell off and then everyone's like way and like booing her off stage and then we get the next bit, it make it a bit better.
Yeah,
that was I was just a bit like,
I do love it though. It's the spin.
Yeah,
and then,
it's for comedic effect, and I get it. Like it was just a bit like, I wish we'd had, especially considering this is the performance bit.
And now that we know Paris Hilton really put her all into this film, bless her.
I know, that's what I mean, it's just
done dirty.
That's why I was so surprised when you said it was her pushing it.
I was surprised to find out.
Don't give it much.
Yeah.
Really?
No, I agree. So, Rotti tells Shiloh, like, bring me the Repo Man and you'll get your cure. So he says he has a cure, basically. This is where we get Blind Mag's song. Yeah, so I didn't realise how fast it was after Amber's performance. Yeah. Now, this bit, obviously, I'm not really an opera person.
No,
this is as opera as I go.
Yeah,
like, this is it. I like, some of the other stuff around.
No, I can appreciate it for what it is.
Yeah. Then you get the set design here, which is like snow on the ground, fences. She's like an angel.
Incredible.
Oh my god.
This is like
insane.
As far as actual singing, this is the best song.
Yeah, totally agree.
Like,
and
this is where
this crushes.
Yeah, this is what I mean when like initially I was like, I don't get it.
Yeah.
And then I seen this and I was like, oh, she can sing.
Yeah, I mean, she's got the opera voice of a god. Like,
because she is, in this style, she's incredible. Like, again, I think with the pop style earlier, I was a bit like, she can hold a tune, she's alright. Yeah. But then when she's doing this, like, it's...
Oh, it's insane. Her costume design here is incredible. I love the fact that the audience are just in awe of the whole performance. Yeah. And I mean, they don't skimp on this performance. This is a full-run opera song. Incredible. And they don't shy away from it. They just have the camera on her. And again, this feels like really ahead of its time the way they filmed it. It's very... one thing on her, she's doing this whole song. It's so good.
And I kind of like the fact you can see the wires.
Yeah, because it's a
performance.
Yeah,
so it's really good.
So she's singing. The voice is insane, and then basically she has two claws on each finger, like, just these ones. No one else, just this one.
I kind of obviously towards the end of the song when she's singing directly to Rotti, I was like, oh, because obviously she comes out, and she's got these, and I was like, the hell is that? And then at the end I was like, oh, yes, this is wild.
So she takes those claws on her fingers, pops them straight in the open eyes. Like does that and rips them out.
Both
makes me sick. The CGI is not good.
No.
But oh my god, it's gross. And I never forget. I don't know why I did this. I was younger watching this film, and I called my little brother in the room. And I mean, he was like 7 at the time. I went, "Look at this, man!" And then he ran out of the room screaming. I don't know why I did that. Not sure why I did that. But yeah, this is such a great scene. It's pretty emotional as well. Yeah, it's a good because they like let go of the strings and she falls onto the fence.
Yeah, so she basically looks at Rotti and be like, "You cannot control me anymore." Because the whole thing is
I'd rather be blind.
So she just rips her eyeballs out, and then Rotti just drops her from the ceiling. Yeah. She just
falls on the fence. Yeah, it's a sad moment. It's a bloody great scene.
Yeah, no, it's a great scene. It is a great scene. It's kind of a bit of a shame that they didn't do more with her because she has some great scenes, but she's just kind of there. Yeah. And then obviously she's a massive part of the end.
Yeah, so I do. I love it. But it makes me laugh because between Amber's face falling off and then this death, they're all like, "Oh, it's just part of the show. It's just part of the show."
Yeah, because Rotti comes out and be like,
"Well, yeah." He says the encore for that amazing performance is the curing of a young girl, and I put shit encore, mate, because like how can you follow up from that operatic madness to curing it with a tablet?
I know.
Do you know what I mean?
Like, it's a miracle. Jesus. Because again, I think it's kind of what he's going for though. Is when I said he's a god, because in his mind, I think
he's like a level above.
Because this almost feels like church in a way. I
agree, because testify.
Yeah, and it's all that. So I think in his mind, he's like the end will be me literally like
bringing a girl to life, basically
bringing her to life. Yeah. And being like, look at me, like I am God, and you will lose me. Yeah. That's kind of his way of thinking, sort of thing.
Yeah, no, I agree. But just not really good encore to follow up that song.
No, disappointed, but
So Shiloh knocks out the Repo Man. Considering she's an ill girl, she knocks him out.
Yeah, because she basically sets the shovel. Yeah, so she's like in a room like underneath. Yeah, maybe.
Yes. Yeah. So I thought she was like at the opera, but I think she's in the tower.
I don't know where she is.
No,
I
thought
she was underneath. Like, underneath the opera.
Yeah, because then they do end up just there.
Because they're there, because she can't be far. So, yes, they basically set it up so, like, Repo's, like, running roughshod at this point. He goes in, she's, like, made, like, a doll.
Yes.
Sort of thing. He goes to kill her, like, really, like, thinking it's Mag, I'm assuming.
Maybe.
I don't know why he was going to kill her anyway. That's probably why he doesn't react, because he's not really going to do anything, and then, Shiloh kind of is behind him and knocks him out.
Yeah, so she knocks him out, and then he unmasks, because he doesn't get knocked out, he kind of gets stumbled.
Yeah,
he takes the mask off, revealing himself to her, and the song between these two is beautiful. beautiful.
It is, yeah.
I said, like Shiloh tells him every word he's ever told her is a lie, and she's not wrong. Unfortunately, it's a sad moment.
Yeah.
And then this bit's lovely together. It's sad because it's a really sad reveal. This honestly, watching it this time, I'm nearly crying, but it's just the last half an hour there is just so beautiful in song sense and visual sense. It's like a different film.
Yeah.
It is crazy.
Yeah, it's him sort of like apologising for always trying to be overprotective. And her kind of, she's still at this point doesn't really forgive him. She's still sort of being like, oh, just leave me alone. Like I want to be my own person, sort of thing.
So
she's still kind of mad at him.
Yeah, no, it's a wild one. So Repo Man is on the stage now and he sees Mag dead. It was a very sad moment because he did, I think he liked her. You never really get anything.
Yeah, I mean, she was obviously still a big part of their life, I'm assuming.
So then we see Luigi stabs Nathan. He does the big job. He stabs him in the back.
Yeah.
And then they keep Nathan on the floor. I think they like electrocuting him at the same time.
Yeah, he's kind of just getting a bit like tortured, isn't he? Like he's down at this point. He's pretty much down and out. Like
Rotti announces he's terminally ill to the crowd.
Yeah.
And he says he's planned the perfect ending.
Yeah, he kind of turns on her at this point, doesn't he? Yeah. He's just like,
oh yeah, no,
he
does not
you
care.
All.
Yeah,
like you're all scumbags. I hate you all. Like you're. I'm the only reason you're all here. Blah blah blah. And just kind of does his whole like, fuck you all. Basically,
that
to
is
everybody.
That
Kids,
is literally it.
The crowd, everybody.
Yeah, he just hates everyone. Yeah, Granny on the DJ.
Granny, they hate you too.
They tell Shiloh. So at this point, the kids are kind of like. They're a bit nasty here, and they're telling Shiloh that he killed the mum, and Nathan was like, it's an accident, I promise you it was an accident. But again, this is all done in song. I wish I could do the whole song, but bloody hell, it's good. Rotti says Nathan poisoned all of Shiloh's medicine.
Yeah, this is what I meant, though, where they kind of retcon it. Because, so, the point was that Rotti poisoned Marnie. And then it turns out that Nathan's been poisoning Shiloh, and I was like...
What I've taken from this is, and I've literally just thought this on the spot now, is I don't think Nathan ever knew that what's his name?
No, that's what I mean.
Yeah, and I think he's been making the same antidote, thinking it was an antidote, and then poisoning it by mistake.
Oh, because he's almost makes it out as though he's like, yes, I was poisoning you. Like, the way he delivers it is as if, like, he was fully aware.
Yeah.
And he was like, I'm so sorry, I've been poisoning you this
Well,
whole
time. I think to an aspect, he did know he was poisoning her to keep her inside. I think he was making her ill, and then when she's not taking her medicine, she's fine. Yeah. And I think that is what it is.
Yeah, it was just odd.
It is odd,
I mean, it was really, like, it was a proper, like, what? Like, I just remember seeing this bit and just being like, what are we doing here? Because I think if there was the reveal, I think for me personally, it would have been better if it was the reveal of being like, Rotti did this, and her being like, because what I mean is it makes the scene after odd because she's so forgiving.
Yes.
Whereas he's literally gone. I was poisoning you your whole life, and I was aware of it. Whereas like at the end, then she's like, I love you, and you're a bit like, well,
I don't know.
I personally, that's what I'm saying.
No, of course.
I would rather it have been him going, it was me, and then her going, oh my god, like, I've been an idiot to
I'm kind of on your level there. I think it's more the fact that he did kind of, although he was poisoning her, he kept her safe and looked after her whenever she needed it. I think this kind of is a bit of a double-edged blade.
Yeah, it's an odd way to go about it, isn't it?
Yeah,
I mean, to be poisoning your daughter for like 17 years and be like, yep, I was doing it, sorry. You're a bit like,
yeah, because then on this scene, Nathan tells Shiloh he's the cause of all this sickness.
Yeah,
that's exactly what
I mean. He's a bit like matter of fact about it, as in like he was fully aware of it the entire time.
Again, I think he just lost it after Marnie died, and he did it to make sure. I think he probably poisoned her not enough to kill her, but more enough to just
to keep her.
If he made it bald. Probably.
That's what I mean. That's
bold.
But that's what I mean. It's odd, isn't it? The fact that he put his daughter through so much,
wouldn't want a bold
so much just to be like, I knew.
Yeah.
I was aware of it the entire time. It's odd.
Yeah. So Shiloh passes out on stage. When she comes around, Nathan's been put in a wheelchair, and Rotti tells Shiloh him and Marnie were together before Nathan. So they had a thing beforehand. He tells Shiloh to kill her dad. I think he gives her the gun at this point. Yeah. And he'll leave her gene co. That's what he says. Yeah. And I love this bit because Luigi's reacted. Pammy goes, all of it?
I love Bobby. Yeah,
he's just so weird.
Yeah, no, he is
and then they're fuming about that, but he's like, back up. No, don't care. Like, she says she won't do it. Nathan says he drugged her and kept her in prison because he couldn't lose her. That's exactly what he says. It's an odd one, but
it just felt a bit like, I don't.
And then I get because in this scene, Shiloh literally stays.
This is what I mean. It's just a bit like, it was a retcon he didn't need. He didn't need to be like, I was aware of it. If it was the whole thing was...
Rotty was poisoned.
Yeah, without being aware of it the entire time. Because if he was... The whole reveal was, as I said, like, that he was like, oh my god, I was using the same poison that I killed your mother with for you. I'm so sorry. Yeah. But he was just going, I know.
Yeah.
And you're like...
Nice, Dad.
And then after him being like, yeah, I poisoned you, she's like, I love you, Father. It's a bit like, why?
So,
but this is beautiful.
Yeah, Rotty shoots Nathan. Yes, that is correct. Yes, he does.
Yeah, so we kind of have like, I think the lights go out.
Yeah, they do.
Right? So
yeah.
so eventually Rotty rips the gun off Shiloh, aims it at Nathan, lights go out, you hear a gunshot.
And then Rotty falls to death as well, just dies.
Yeah.
He just dies.
Rotty, just
I love that though. He just dies.
He just dies. Yeah, that's his last thing he ever does.
Yeah,
then
he tells his kids.
Is it cancer?
Yeah, well, we never get told.
Yeah, but it was human, so. But the cancer finally gets him.
He tells his kids that they're disgusting and he hates them, and then he shoots them and he dies. Fair play to him. Respect him.
Bye, Rotty.
Yeah, I do love Rotty, so it's quite a sad. It's not sad, but it's.
I know he's a horrible man. Like,
but yes, this scene. Yeah, beautiful. This scene here between Shiloh and Nathan is just insane. Insane. Them singing together is beautiful. The song is I Didn't Know I Loved You So Much, But I Do. Lovely, lovely, lovely. Honestly, he says Shiloh's mother is calling to him, and then that was where I started, like, a little single tear came out. I was like, oh, I forgot about this. Shiloh tells him she loves him. That's what she said, didn't know I loved you, but I do. Nathan dies. It makes me so sad. I hate it, because he's the best part of this film. When I saw him die, it makes me so sad. Shiloh says she's free at last and gets into this limo, and that's it. Yeah. And that's her gone. That's that story done.
I love all this, but I mean, you need to watch Moulin Rouge because this is the last scene.
Oh, really?
It's like it's not.
I mean, they don't hide their inspiration.
No. It's not like a complete rip, but it is so similar.
Really?
Like, honestly, I was watching this, being like, oh my god, you've taken a lot from that film. Like, so yeah, it's great. Okay. But no, I loved all this scene.
Yeah, this last half hour. Also.
I mean, it never really. Oh no, we do reveal what happened. But yeah, no, this whole last thing between Shiloh finally kind of forgiving her father, even though.
It's lush.
But yeah, that whole scene is beautiful.
Oh, it's amazing. It's beautiful.
This last half hour.
It's insane. And then we kind of cut to Grave Robber saying that Jinko will basically survive if it undergoes surgery, so there needs to be some serious change. I love this little bit of Grave Robber just reading the newspaper and just telling us what happened. It's great. And then we find out at the end that Amber auctioned her face to charity in reference to Jinko changing. That's what she did. Luigi murdered the 3 top bidders. And then Pavi won the auction. So he has his sister's face.
Yes.
And I think Amber Amber
takes over.
Yeah.
Amber's the boss now.
Yeah, so kind of weird.
Well, that's again though, because she's a mess for the entire thing, and then it's like now she's running it.
Yeah, I assume it's because she did something for charity, and now she looks good.
I mean, I'm guessing she would be like the face, but she would be like the main person of the company. And it's those 3 running it.
Yeah.
But yeah,
give us a Luigi, man.
I know. No.
I mean, out of the 3, who would run it best?
Pavi.
I would probably say Amber, unfortunately.
Yeah, no, she would. Yeah. So yeah, it's. I think this is kind of where they would have gone.
Yeah, 100%. We would have seen more, and then they could have brought more Repo men.
Yeah, and Shiloh would have come back. But yeah, you can kind of see where they would go if this was a trilogy.
Oh, I'd give anything for a sequel. I would give absolutely anything. Just make it. I don't care. I swear there was like a rumour of it circulating recently.
Oh, really?
But honestly, I'd go nuts. Yeah. But yeah, that is the end of Repo the Genetic Opera. So let's jump into some categories and let's talk about it.
Let's do this.
Okay, so we'll start with acting. So really, I think it's a real mixed bag here.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think some people are really good. I think some people are pretty bad. My highlights are Grave Robber, Nathan, Rotty. But again, that's more singing. Yeah. I don't really look at this one as acting. So I don't know if we could probably change this one slightly to more singing than acting, because it's not really acting.
Yeah, well, we did it for Cats.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, I guess it kind of comes under both, but yeah.
So yeah, highlights for me: Nathan, Grave Robber, Rotty, Blind Mag. Love those 4. I think I wouldn't have this film without them. I think they're absolutely brilliant. I love them. Amber, not so good. Okay. I love her, but not so good. Do you know what I mean? So Paris Hilton, I think she did a decent and a commendable job. Okay. I don't come out of this film and go, Paris Hilton, so good.
She doesn't get enough though.
No, yeah.
Like fair. There's not really enough for you to really. I can understand you not liking it, but I don't think there was enough in there for me to be like, Oh my god, it was awful. Yeah. She's just there.
So I personally love Luigi, but it's because I love Bill Moseley. I think maybe if I didn't like Bill Moseley, I'd be like, whatever, but I love him. Pavi as well, love him too. I can't really think of anyone I don't like. I'm struggling to think of people I didn't like. Shiloh's okay. There's parts where I really like Shiloh, like the last half hour. She's brilliant. She goes for it. I think she really goes for it. But there's times where I'm just a bit like, you again, like you said with Amber. I'm saying you could be doing more. Okay. There could be more to you. You could be doing more. And I know most of the story centers around her, but I almost feel like she could just do more. 17 is obviously one of the absolute highlights of this film, and she's great in that scene. But I just think when you think of people like Rotti Lago, not only his singing, but his stature of like how he acts in this film, he is great. You could tell he loved doing this. He really wanted to do this. And I think the same with Anthony Stewart Head, Nathan. I think he also really wanted to do this. And you can feel that coming through. But I think most other people, bar Grave Robber and stuff like that, I think they could be doing more. But I think as a whole, I really love this cast. And again, it might be nostalgia goggles for me mainly. But I watched this the other day, and I just love it. I just sat there with a big smile on my face the whole time. I'm not going to go 10 for acting because, again, I've had issues. So I'm going to go 8 for acting. Okay. But I think across the board, it's fairly good. There's just some people in there that could be doing more. Yeah. That's what it comes down to.
It's my first time watching it.
I'm so
I agree with the mixed bag. Grave Robber didn't care. Just didn't really see the point of him. He was just kind of there. Personally, I really like Shiloh. I really like Nathan. I really like that relationship. I mean, Nathan is by far the best thing about this film. Like his voice as well as his performance, just everything. Like he
goes for all aspects. He goes for camp. He goes for serious. He goes for insane.
Everything. Like Absolutely. He is the highlight in this film. As I said, Luigi just killed the man. Don't kill him. Honestly, hated him. Pavi, I was quite out of the three. I probably liked Pavi the most because he was just silly. Like it was kind of like I liked his character. Amber wasn't as offended as you. Again, I just think for me, I wanted more Amber. If anything, just to see, do you know what I mean? Just to see what could have come from that. And yeah, Rotti is, he's great as well. It's hard though. Yeah. It is hard
for a first time watch as well. This is a strange one.
It was. I mean, I'll get into like how I felt properly about it later. But acting wise, I'll go 6.
I knew you were gonna say 6.
Yeah, I'm gonna go 6 because it was like outside of Nathan, who was like wow, and like I enjoyed him and Shiloh together. Those scenes together. The rest of them, I was a bit sort of like. Yeah, there was no one really that I was like, oh my god, love them. So yeah, I'm gonna go 6.
Yeah, fair. It's quite nice this being your first watch because I think we've done recently that's been my first watch.
Yeah, most of them have been.
Yeah, this has been quite nice. Yeah, nice change. Yeah. So effects. This is a weird one for Repo again. Another bit of a mixed bag. Yeah. But I love mainly more than anything effects wise. I love costume design in this film. It's wild. It's over the top, and I love everything. I love the way. I love the way every character looks, really. Shiloh, again, kind of plain. She doesn't really do much costume design in this one. No, I like the change in 17, and I like how she looks in the end. Yeah. But there's nothing over the top with it. Black. But yeah, I love the Repo Man design. I love Pavi's face. I love how Amber looks in the end. I do love all the costume design and effects and stuff like that. There's some CGI that hasn't aged well, but it's 2008. So yeah, I think it's a 2008 B-movie horror film.
And I think you can get away with it because of the way it's shot, because it's not shot like in HD. No, you can kind of.
The Blu-ray's horrible.
Yeah, no, it is. But I think because it's like shot, it's all dark and it's all like sort of moody. You can kind of It's not obvious.
I agree with you. Yeah. And they weren't. It's a film like this where they're not going for anything incredible. No. This feels more like a passion project of people that love the stuff, rather than. Please watch our film, please. It's not that. And they knew it was never going to be that. I'm not even sure if it had a theatrical release. I can't remember. But this has now such a niche following. Yeah. Because it found its audience. Yeah. And I think that's all they wanted. Yeah. And I think the effects kind of show that. I think the kills are really good. Mm-hmm. The sound effects are silly, but they work well for the film. So I think, again, I'm sticking with an 8. Because it's nothing... I like what they did with everything. Yeah. It's nothing they're trying to go... They're not reaching for the moon here, but they're doing what they want to do. And I think it all looks pretty good.
Yeah, I can't argue. To be fair, the effects, like, again, it was something that... There was nothing really that I looked at and was like, oh my god, that's horrific. Which, again, I think is...
I think the bug was the only thing that caught me off guard. Yeah,
I think it's just because of the way it's shot, though, and because it's like... Because it's not, like... bright and colourful. It's all a bit dark and moody sort of thing. You can kind of get away with more, because it's not glaringly obvious. I really liked Amber's face, particularly at the end.
Yeah.
I thought that was done like really well. Again, the deaths are all great. Like there was nothing I can't fault any of the effects to it. Again, costumes, again, I completely agree with you. Even like the set design is there with a Final Fantasy shot and all that.
Yeah,
like,
the opera shot, the whole opera at the end, the set design there is
really,
insane.
really good. So yeah, I'll go 9. You know, on the effects. Yeah, because I can't. It was great.
Yeah.
It was a highlight of the film for me.
Yeah, fair. This is where I think I don't know how this is going to go. Music, obviously, this is a musical. This is our second musical experience on this show, isn't it?
Yes.
Cats and this, yeah, okay. So significantly better than Cats. Let's put it that way. The music in this film has always been some of my favorite music ever, like ever. Like I'm not going to shy away from that. It's been in my playlist for years. I listen to this soundtrack so often. I've got a musical playlist I listen to on Spotify, and this is always in it. I love it. I don't think there's a bad song. I think there's maybe songs that are less memorable, but I don't think there's a bad song. If I'm listening to the soundtrack, it all gets played. I'm not skipping over anything. I think the way these actors / performers do all this is incredible. Some better than others, obviously. But I don't have an issue with any of the songs. It's obvious I'm going for a 10. It's a big 10 music, and it's like the biggest 10 I can give. Okay. I love it. I love the soundtrack. I love how they do the whole film because it's essentially one big song, and you don't really see that often in films.
No,
and I think it's a really good practice of what you can do, and I think 10.
Fair. So I think it gets better. I think as the film goes on, it keeps increasing. The for me anyway, the quality of the song gets better and better. The start, I was a bit sort of like, whatever. And then like gradually as it went on, I think especially as I said with the big highlight being the
opera
17 again.
17, yeah.
From there forward, like up until the opera itself at the end, all great songs. Probably not stuff that I would personally listen to. That's just a personal preference.
Yeah,
really.
fair.
I don't. It's hard because I think speaking about it now, there's a lot of songs I was like, oh yeah, I know what you're on about. I know what you're on about. But I think without you saying it, there was a lot of songs I was like, yeah, I don't remember that. Remember that. So I'm not going to go 10.
Damn.
But I found myself really enjoying it towards the end. So I can't really. I'll go with 7. Okay. I'll go with 7.
Makes me sad. You want to add 3 on that?
No.
Damn. I'm
going to go with 7. I'm going to go. Yeah. I think overall, I think 7 is probably fair.
Yeah.
I think if I was to go like, oh, it's 8 or 9, I'd be lying.
Yes, and obviously not to like single you out or anything, but you're not the biggest horror person.
No.
You're a musical band.
Yeah.
But you're not the biggest horror person. No. So chuck them together. It's going to be a mad mix for your first time watch.
Yeah.
As well.
It was.
Like I think the only, and I know it's a super niche subject I put this into, but a horror musical that I'd put above this, I know there's not many, but it's Rocky Horror Show. It's my absolute number one favorite. But like they kind of go hand in hand, and
I think as you said, it's a niche, and I'm not the niche.
No, exactly, and I'm glad you got more enjoyment out of it than I thought you might, considering the niche. Do you know, which is good. Entertainment for Repo the Genetic Opera. Again, I can't really say much. I'm entertained through this whole film. When I first watched it, I think me and my brother both didn't like it. He watched it before me, he said it was rubbish. I watched it, I was like, it's fine. And then the more... I think a lot of my ties to it are with my brother.
Okay.
So we both love this film. I think we probably talk about it daily, honestly. It's one of those films that's just always been with us. And we've watched it together multiple times. It's just one of those films that I just love. And he loves, and we both love. Do you know what I mean? Yeah. Maybe if I didn't have such a connection to it like that, if this was a first time watch for me, maybe it wouldn't be so high. But this is one of my all-time favourite films, and I've shown so many people this film because I love it so much. I can't go any less than a 10 for entertainment for me. It just blows my mind.
Yeah, I kind of knew it was to come in.
Yeah.
So, yes, me and you have been speaking about you've been speaking about this film to me for pretty much the entire time I've known you.
I think one of the first lines when I met you was, "Hey, have you seen Repo?"
Yeah. So you've been gassing this up for a very, very long time. So I guess like I was going to kind of come into overall, so I'll just go here. The first half, I was like, I don't like this. The first half, started off and I was like, yeah, it's okay. As I said, I didn't really care much about the grave robber and all that sort of stuff. I was a bit like, okay, this is a thing. And I was like, I could kind of, it's very Dan. Like, I was watching this and I could be like, yeah, I can see why you love this. And I was just, it took me a while. Yeah. It took me quite a while. I was sort of watching, I was like, all right, there was nothing, none of the songs are really like getting me. I was just a bit like, oh, I don't know how I feel about this. And as I said, I think after it was particularly after that whole Mag, Nathan, Shiloh bit in the house, I was like, okay, like that was a big shift for me.
Yeah.
When I was like, okay, I kind of see what this is now. And maybe on a rewatch I'd think a bit differently, but I think from that point on I was like, okay, I started to enjoy the songs, started getting better, and I was like, okay, I'm actually having a good time here. And I think like going into the last bit I was a bit like, oh, he's gonna hate me because this is gonna be bad. And then we kind of get the last chunk of the opera and I was like,
damn,
this okay, like that last like big chunk was really, really good. It was I wasn't like emotional about it, don't get me wrong.
I cried,
but it was like okay, I kind of see what you were what's the appeal of this. And again, I think as you said, it is a niche, and I am definitely not that niche audience that's going to be like, oh my god, I love this. So for entertainment, it's a real tale of two halves. So it's really, really hard.
I'm so scared.
But I think by the end I enjoyed it. So I probably would watch it again. So I'll have to go for a 7.
Okay.
On entertainment.
That's good. That's fine.
Yeah.
I'm fine with
it
that.
was, don't get me wrong, until that like the first half it was like down in like the 5s and the 4s. Like I did not care.
Shit.
I had no care for it whatsoever. And then it's sort of like, as I said, it picked up a lot towards the end, and I was like, okay, I'm kind of enjoying this now. So I'm gonna go for a 7.
That's fine. It's fine. I can deal with that. It was if it was anything under a 6.
No, it was. I said like that second half really.
And I said if this was a first time watch for me, I'd probably feel very similar to you.
Yeah.
It's more my target audience than yours.
100%.
So I'd probably go up a score higher than you, but. I can understand the first half and the second half being basically 2 different films. Yeah. Like 2 very different
So I thought it was kind of gone in the middle. I think like the first half's probably like more of a 5 or a 4 for me. The second half's more like an 8 for me. So I've gone in the middle.
I said understandable. I'm fine with that.
I enjoyed it more than I disliked it.
Would you like to just finish with your overall first? Because...
Yeah, go on then. Ooh, it's a tricky one, this one is. Because I don't...
So hard, this choice. I
don't hate this film, though. No. I didn't go away from it. So as I said, I probably would watch it again.
I think it's one of those films where if you enjoyed it a bit, rewatch it and kind of see how you feel on the rewatch.
Yeah, and I would rewatch it again, like not anytime soon.
Oh no,
I think,
it's a bit of an attack on the senses, isn't it?
I think if I go back eventually and watch it again, I might be a bit like, maybe if we watch it together, I'd probably get more enjoyment of it because you're enjoying it more.
Because I'm like this.
I mean, you're probably in my head and singing every song, like, but I don't hate it. I don't love it. It's just real. But it's not bad, but it's not great. I'm like, it's not like 6 is harsh.
I think this is one of the most split we've been for a while.
Like, I can't, it's tricky because it's not like...
You can use 0.5s if you think 0.5.
Yeah, maybe. I think like a 7.5.
7.5. Okay.
Because I think if I was to go like a 6, I'd be like, I really did enjoy it. And I did like it, but I didn't love it.
Fair.
So 7.5.
Yeah, I mean that's fair. I can respect 7.5. Okay. It's not my choice, but I can respect it. But I think this I kind of love it when we're split on films because I think we've had one really opposite one. Oh, I thought was it Street Fighter was not my jam, but yes. Overall for me, I love horror, I love cheap horror, I love bad horror, and I love musicals. Yeah. So you chuck them all in one pot and you get my perfect film. You know what I mean? Now I can watch this film and have the best time of my life, and I would kill for more musical horrors. Like there's a few out there knocking about, but then there's nothing incredible. But this and Rocky Horror Show for me are my 2 favourites. They're the next 2 tattoos I'm planning. Repo gets a straight big 10 for me. Just a big 10. But I love it. I love it so much. It's just one of those films I could go trigger on now and I'd have the best time. I could get home from work, watch it again. Have the best time.
I kind of knew this was coming.
I love it. I literally love it. Unfortunately,
if you're going to cast this film that much, I'll be like, what are you giving it? 8? I'd be like, come on now, brother.
Unfortunately, I'm a bit more biased when we do horror films, obviously. I've been harsh.
I mean, as I said, like you are the niche for this.
Yes.
100% you are the niche for this.
I said I've been harsh with horrors in the past. Winnie the Pooh wasn't my favourite film, but this is just something that is just a mix of all my favourite things. It's rock music, it's horror, it's great. It's 10. So So that was our disaster debate on Repo, the Genetic Opera, one of my all-time favourite films, and not one of yours. But you didn't hate it, so I'm fine with that. No. Yeah, no, this is a very split film, and I can understand if you're not the niche for it, it's not going to be your type of thing, but that's absolutely fine. I'll respect it. Where can everyone find us?
So we are at The Feature Fellas. We are on Facebook. We are on Instagram. We are on Twitter. We are on TikTok. We are obviously on YouTube because you're watching it.
Spotify. We're on Spotify too.
We're on Spotify.
We are on
Spotify.
Yeah.
We'll try to make
if you don't want to look at this and you just want to hear it, Spotify. Yeah, I wouldn't do that if I were you.
Yeah, so obviously with the videos like it,
yes,
give it a share about would be great. Give us a subscribe would be great. Leave us a comment. Dan, this is your jam.
This is my jam. So if you've seen Repo, if you haven't, please go and watch it first. Don't watch this video if you haven't seen it, basically. But if you have, what is your favourite?
Well, watch it and then come back and
watch along. What is your favourite song from this film? Because I think there's a lot of good ones to choose from. What's your favourite song from this film?
17.
Okay, yeah, I get it.
It's the only one I remember.
Yeah, it's like Drake Anatomy for me, but yeah, 100%. Just any favourite songs, let us know, and we will see you next time.
You stay classy, mother.